In today's video, I am going to teach you how to build your own powerful automation that integrates with your lead contact form with various tools to manage client interaction seamlessly. We'll cover how to set up a webhook to capture new lead submissions, process that data using AI to generate customized responses, and notify your team members through Slack and email. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jonas Massie, founder of EsplanadeAI. We specialize in leveraging AI to streamline and automate businesses' processes, making businesses more efficient and productive. If you're looking to elevate your business with AI automation, be sure to check out the link below and we can get in touch. But without further ado, let's jump into a quick example of this automation and then we'll get into how to build it. So your lead has just entered your contact form. As you can see, our make automation has done wonders here. To explain this really quickly, we have a customized assistant here that takes the form field values and drafts a personalized email. Once the email is drafted, it's sent out to our client relations team to let them know, hey guys, you have a draft in there. Please check over it and send that out. Next, this is just a feasibility report that we send over to our technical team. But the cool thing here is our meeting preparations notes. What it'll do again is take that field value, generate a custom meeting notes preparation report for our sales team and notify them of that. Because we've set up our Airtable connection, this is done in Tally. As you can see, we have our field in here. We'll go ahead and go over to our draft email that is based on the user's responses. So as you can see here, a nice little email that's automatically drafted with some personal touches using their responses to make it just that extra bit personalized. We can head over to our Slack channels. And as you can see here, we have a new submission report, our project name, the client, and a bit of a project outline with a link to the drafts. And the most cool thing here is our sales. And again, we have a new submission report, the client details, and of course, our meeting notes here. You can go ahead and open that directly in here. And it's just some meeting preparation materials. You can format this however you like. Basically, we have some client information here and some new questions proposed by the AI of what we could be asking our leads when we do jump on a call. But that's pretty cool. Let's jump into how to actually build this. Now let's go through the tools we'll be using for this automation. First off, we'll use Tally to create and manage our contact form. It's a simple yet powerful form builder that will capture all the necessary details from your leads. Secondly, we'll need Airtable, which will be our database to store and organize the lead information. Airtable combines the simplicity of a spreadsheet with the power of a database, so it's a really good tool and I highly recommend using it. And finally, Make. Make will be the backbone of our automation, seamlessly connecting Tally and Airtable, processing the data and ensuring the right actions are taken automatically. And this is where the AI magic happens. Now let's talk about setting up your Tally form and connecting it to Airtable. First, head over to Tally and create your lead contact form. Tally makes it easy enough so that you can use one of their templates to quickly set up a contact form. For example, I can use something like this, use this template, set up all the relevant questions I want, publish it, and we have our Tally share link that you can use on your website or your social media platforms to collect some lead data. Next, we'll need Airtable. So go over to Airtable and you can create your own database. Creating it looks something like this. You'll have an untitled base and a table name. You can name these whatever you want, but they'll matter when we connect it using Tally. Come in here and add the fields that you want to store in your database. These may be the fields that you're collecting in your Tally form, but once you have that all set up, we can go back over to our template and click on integrations. As you can see, Tally has a bunch of different integrations that we can use to start automating some forms. But for now, we are just going to integrate with Airtable. Go ahead and connect to that. This will prompt you to a sign-in screen that you will use to log into your Airtable account and connect things up. You can name it whatever you want, but you'll select the base and map all the fields, connect with Airtable. That'll ensure that once your form's submitted, all the details are also submitted to your Airtable. But once you have those two things set up, we can now start automating some different things using Make. In Make, we'll create a scenario that automates the workflow from capturing a new lead submission to notifying our team and drafting custom responses. Let's go through the steps of setting up this automation. Firstly, head over to Make. You'll hit create a new scenario. Create a new scenario and we can begin building. Firstly, we'll need a trigger to initiate the automation. We want this to be each time a new form is submitted. So to do that, go into this first module and look for Tally. Now this may be another contact form provider like MailChimp, which you can use to automate your own contact form on whatever platform you've created it with. But for now, we'll just use Tally. Go ahead and search for Tally and we're looking for watch new responses. This will initiate a screen that says webhook and we'll have to create a webhook that corresponds with our Tally form link. So go ahead and hit create a webhook. I've already got a connection here, but what you'll do is hit add, save, and it will direct you to sign into your Tally account. Go ahead and hit accept, and now your connection is verifying. We can then locate our form, our contact form, and grab the link for that. Hit save, and it'll generate a new link address that we can then use for our webhook. Head back over to your Tally where your form is located. Click into this form, hit integrations, and we're looking for webhook. And look at that, it's already come up with our webhook. If it's not here, just go ahead and connect a webhook and do it from there, but this should automatically happen. Now we can begin automating off the back of this. But what we have here now is a trigger that basically means that the starting point of our automation is when a new form is submitted, which is perfect. Now we can start doing some further automation of our lead follow-up. But before we get into some further automation, let's just go ahead and run this to see what the data output looks like. To do this, we can just go ahead to our contact form, copy the link here, and I won't go into that, but fill it out and you'll have some data coming through. So I've just submitted the form and you can see a new response has come in here. You have bundle one, the response ID, submission ID, respondent ID, and a bunch of other different objects. But the main thing here is the fields. And look at that, we have all the details that I just submitted in the form that we can use. Secondly, we'll create a router to direct our automation flow in some different directions. First will be our AI-powered email writer that will be sent to the contact after they submit their form using their details they entered to create something personal. To do this, we'll hit a new module. To do that, we can click add another module, locate flow control, hit this, look for router, it's just down here, click router and two little bubbles pop off the end here. This is great, we only need two for now. Hit the plus button here and now we are looking for OpenAI. To do that, just go ahead and search for it. Locate OpenAI, hit into this, and we're looking for message and assistant. Hit that and we're good to go. All we'll have to do is set up an OpenAI connection. To do that, you can go ahead and hit add. I've already got one here, but it would be similar to creating this Tally connection. Make will just prompt you through some screens, ask for your OpenAI API key, paste that in there and you'll have your connection. What we'll do here is send our form data to our OpenAI assistant and return an email draft that we can send to the lead. For this, we'll create an assistant and create a user message. We'll need a few things, our assistant ID and the message we're gonna put into it. Now I've created some assistants for you guys that you can use to make this a lot easier for you. I've created an assistant to do the email and the meeting notes automatically. So that's what you see here. We use the email draft, and now in Make you can use ChatGPT 4o, which makes things very inexpensive and faster to operate. Check the link in the description and you can copy the assistant ID and create your own. Click the assistant. The role is going to be user, and we're wanting to send a message to our assistant to return some output. As you can see here, when we click into the box, you'll see our first module and the different variables that we can use in the message here. We can craft a message something like this. Start by the user input. Name will be the name variable. Our second variable can be a description of the project. If your lead form is different, you can do an overview of any written fields that they have, or just continue putting the variables of a multi-selecting or however your form is set up. But for my example, I have a description of something they want to automate, how they want the automation to operate, their vision, and an ideal walkthrough that we're sending over to the assistant to draft its email from. So I've got some fields here. I'm just going to input the deadline and budget. These are some data fields that I really want to be incorporating into our email to let the lead know that I've read their form submission and am thinking about it. So when those data fields are in, we don't have to do much else in terms of setting this module up. So long as you have your assistant here, which will be given to you in the description, so don't worry about that, and set up your message something like this, passing in those variables from this tally response. Go ahead and hit OK, and we can actually run this module to see what it outputs. Now, without having to submit the form over and over again, just store some test variables here that you can quickly paste into this when we're testing. Once you put in some test data and hit OK or submitted a new form, you'll see OpenAI now has a response. So we can have a look at that. Go into content 1, text, value, and look at that. We see a personalized email that we can now use to send into our draft folder and send a Slack message to our client team. Next, we can go into add another module to set up our Gmail connection. Click into this and search for Gmail or your preferred email provider. Hit Gmail and we're looking for create a draft. Go ahead and hit that. Like with every other module, we'll have to create a connection. Go ahead and click add. This will prompt you to sign in with Google. Once you've signed in, it'll verify your connection and we can add some fields here. Go ahead and click the email address, and this we've captured from our form ID. We can input the recipient's email address. The subject can be the form name. Obviously, our content is going to be content text value from our assistant module. Once that's all set up, we can specify the folder we want the email to be put to. Now, we don't want to directly send this to the lead. We want to place it inside our draft inbox. To do that, click drafts. If you were sending it directly, it would go to sent mail. Now that's in our draft, we've got the correct email address from the form ID and the subject name, as well as our content value. Hit OK, and that's good to go. Now we'll want to notify our Slack team channel, so we can go ahead and add another module, search for Slack, hit Slack, and we are looking for create a message. Hit create a message, and again, set up a new connection. I've already got one here. Locate the channel ID name. We can do this from the list. Channel type will be public or private. For now, I've set it as public. I've set up a new Slack channel, a public channel, and we want to send it to our client relations channel. And now we can input the text. You can have this text however you want, but we need to include some key things. If you want to have some nice headings, we can go ahead and bold the messages using asterisks. So in this case, I am going to do a new submission report. I'll fill out these details and show you what I've put. So we can specify the project. For this, I am going to do the company name. We can specify the lead name. For my case, I want to include a project outline, which will be the brief description of the project from module 1, our responses here, and we can say something to the channel like this. An email was drafted for you and is awaiting your approval. We can go ahead and copy a link into our drafts inbox to make it that extra bit intuitive. Here we go, and that's all we really have to do to notify our Slack channel. Easy enough, and we can hit OK. Now, that is our email draft writer sent to Gmail drafts and our Slack channel. Next, we'll get into doing the meeting preparation notes using AI. To do that, again, we'll hit add new module, click into this, and we are looking for OpenAI again. Hit into that, and we are looking for message and assistant. You'll have your OpenAI connection already set up due to the previous module, but for this one, we are using a different assistant that'll prep some meeting notes. Again, I've got the assistant in the link below, so you can go ahead and use that template instead of creating your own, which is my meeting preparation assistant. Again, we'll now have to craft the user message using the details that were given to us by our tally form submission. This will just include inputting all the field values of our tally form submission and nothing else. So you can go in here and include all the values that you want to give this model to then create the meeting preparation notes. Ideally, the more information, the better. So let's go ahead and add that all in. But all your fields will be located in module 1, watch new responses, and you could submit to the assistant whatever you want. But for now, I've just got these details, and that's all we'll sort of need. Go ahead and click OK, and we're good to connect to Google Docs or your preferred document provider, but for now we'll use Google Docs. To do that, hit add another module here, and we'll be searching for Google Docs. Hit that, and now we want to create a document. Go ahead and hit that, and your Google connection should already be set up through Gmail, but if it isn't, you know how to create a connection now, so that's fine. And name, we can use some of these variables to create a unique name for each form submission. So for example, I may name it something like this: opportunity response ID, which is the form response, field name, which is our first name, and prep meeting notes. The content here is actually going to be the content body of the document. So we want the content body to be the output of our assistant module. Go ahead and locate content, text, value. And that's basically going to be the output that is spat out from our assistant module we just created to our Google document. You can specify where you want the document to be located. You may have a specific folder, but for now we'll just do it to my drive, do it to automation projects, and that's good enough. Hit OK, and that should be good to go. Before we run everything, let's quickly do a Slack notification again to now our sales channel to provide them with the document link and send them some messages. Again, hit another add module, locate Slack, and like before, we are looking for the create a message. Create a message, your Slack connection will already be connected as per the previous module. We can locate our channel ID from a list, maybe a public or private channel. I'm going to do it into our sales channel, and the text may look something like this. We'll include a little title for our submission report and say something like, please see meeting details and project outline. And this is where our web view link will come into play. Hit web view link, and that's going to be a link to our document that will be sent to our Slack channel so that they can directly view it from there. We can end off the thing with a few little tweaks that you may want to add or may not. You can structure this message however you want, as long as you have the web view link in here so we can click into our document we just created. Everything else is completely up to your discretion. So I've included a little thing here, but again, it's up to your discretion. But as long as it's structured like this, using these variables, we are good to go. Go ahead and hit OK. Now we can run the whole thing, make sure it works smoothly, and see what we get. To run, go over to this play button in the corner, run once, we'll hit that, and we'll submit our form again like a lead would. So go back over to your form link and fill out your form, and we'll get a response. Submitted my form. We can go now and look at this operation running. First, it's going to our email writer. It's sent a Slack notification. Now it's going to our meeting preparation bot. It's created its document and notified our Slack channel. Now we can go over to Slack and see what it looks like. As you can see, we have our new submission report, our project name, a lead name, meeting details here, and we can click into that. This will open the meeting preparation materials and look at that. All the leads details with some nice questions proposed to us by the assistant that we could be asking our lead. We'll go ahead and check the client relations channel and look at that. New submission report, project outline, and an email was drafted to you, waiting your approval. And we've got our drafts here. We can have a look at that, and as you'll see, there's no line breaks, but we can go ahead and add that later. But basically, in a short amount of time, we were able to create a custom automation built off the back of a lead form submission. Obviously, we can build on top of this and create new notifications, different things, but essentially, we've created a very cool automation that beginners can do to start automating their online business. So what we've done is very, very cool in a short amount of time. Wrapping up what we've done today, first we set up a tally form to capture essential lead information. Then we connected this to Airtable to organize and store our lead data efficiently. With the help of Make, we automated the entire workflow. So we captured new lead submissions, stored the lead information in Airtable, generated personalized email responses, drafted our email in our drafts inbox, notified our team members via Slack, and created unique meeting preparation materials for our sales team members, and then notified them via Slack also. This powerful automation setup not only saves time, but also enhances the efficiency and accuracy of our lead management process. By leveraging AI now, we can ensure that each interaction with our potential clients is personalized and timely, leading to, I guess, better engagement and higher conversion rates. Now that we build a solid foundation for our lead management automation, there are many ways you can expand it. And I have some crazy ones out there that do a bunch of different functionalities. You can integrate it with CRM systems like Airtable, calendar apps, marketing platforms, and create many different notification automations through Slack. I hope this video helped at a basic level of how to automate lead management. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you found it useful. Hit the notification bell to stay updated with my new videos. If you'd like me to do an in-depth automation build on some more complex automations like this, let me know in the comments below. Or alternatively, if you're a business owner looking to implement automations in your business processes, be sure to click the link below and I would be happy to help. Thanks everyone for watching. Until next time.